that society, which shows me hope that it can happen here. And if you look at what he did, it is evident that in 1995, if you look at it, the GDP per capita of Rwanda is $227. Today, it is $1,100, a growth of over 500%. While our own country, in 1995, the GDP per capita of $1,225, today we are below 1,000. 30 years after, for the giant of Africa. We cannot continue this way. Our people are in pain. That is why we are coming to talk about how do we unify our country. Following that particular visit and the differential showing in underdevelopment of this country, I decided to go further. That took me to read another book, Growing Apart, which is a book about Indonesia and Nigeria. Indonesia and Nigeria have the same similarity in population, high population, cultural, economic structure. Today is very important.
So Obi wants to unite Nigeria, and in that regard, you know, rescuing Nigeria requires unity, because Nigeria is more divided now. It didn't lie. As Nigeria regressed in the last 30 years, no doubt. And of course, bad leadership, which is the bane of the country itself, right? What he said are things motivating him to continue on this journey. So therefore, he is going to achieve this only if Nigerians are also willing and ready to want all of this. But for him, for the second time, he will be presenting himself to you. But first, to that ADC, where he also pledged to participate in their, in their selection process, whether it is going to be primaries or whatever it is, that part. Okay, let him continue.
What they've been able to do today, Indonesia is a commendable success. Where they move now, they've become one of the over 1 trillion economy. The first in Southeast Asia, about 1.4 today, and the biggest economy in Southeast Asia with per capita of $5,300. When Nigeria, again lamentably, is today our GDP have halved from what it was 10 years ago to 240 and below 1,000 per capita. What did they do differently? Competent leadership and unity have shown what you can do. In all the studies, like I said, following that, you've listened where somebody who won a Nobel Peace Prize said that Nigeria knows what to do to prosper. The 2024 Nobel Peace Prize winner in economics said Nigeria knows what to do to prosper, but refuses to do it. Professor James Robinson of Chicago University. I spent 3 hours with him in Chicago University to listen about what he has to say. It all boils down to unity, competent leadership that have capacity, have commitment and compassion to change the socio-economic of the country. That is what we are lacking. And that's what we need to change. What they did is not rocket science. It can be done here and we'll get the same result. It is not rocket science. I've studied it, I've followed it all over. One thing that is common about all these leaders is that they build consensus of their people. And how did they do it? By being honest to them and telling them the truth. A leader must speak the truth. A leader must be trusted. A leader cannot be part of telling people one thing and doing the opposite. You must do the same thing. If you must ask people to fast, you should not feast. Whatever you tell the people to do, the leader must show it. We can no longer sit in a country where our leaders tell us lie. We cannot, they are truthful people, they live a life of just, and that is what is lacking here. We have a situation where we said we are fighting corruption, but we have monumental corruption in front of us. We have a situation where we have closed our shop, chasing thieves, and allowing other people to pack whatever remains in the shop away. We borrowed more money than we have ever borrowed. We saved all the money we are supposed to save, and yet our people are dying of hunger. There's insecurity. Nigeria has never seen this level of insecurity. We have never seen this level of hunger. We have never seen this level of division, where our country is so divided that we are at the point of hating each other. I have traveled all over the place. And my appeal to all of us, to those who are visiting us, that we must come together united to be able to fight this. We can no longer allow those by dividing us. We can no longer allow those who live by making us poor. Nigeria is not a poor country. We are looted into poverty, and we must stop that looting. Nigerians are not lazy people. We've been betrayed. Nigeria, we can no longer continue rewarding criminals. We can no longer allow normalizing what is not normal. We must then change it. And to change it, we must come with unity of purpose. We are now talking about tax regime. How can you, everybody who knows about fiscal policy knows that tax is a social contract. A social contract that when you empower your people.
Like I said, it's just about to, it's about to start getting hot. From the camp of Kolu, they have started reacting. Ministers, PAs, SAs. For example, Daniel Bulaba, Daniel Buala, has reacted to him. He said, these ADC guys are coming to burn down Nigeria. Yeah, it's really, really going to get really toxic. It's kicking off. Now, you might think, okay, let them have reasonable sort of like a debate, conversation. No. That's far gone. That doesn't exist in Nigeria anymore. And that is why the way Obi is talking, right, to some, is just speaking grammar. All this talk, all this thing are talk. Do you understand? Because to them, the people you are dealing with are so toxic, so violent, that a lot of people probably expect the same, like a kind of a reciprocatory gesture to say, okay, if they bring their thugs with their guns, you are going to also get yourself ready with your guns and face them during the election, and that kind of a thing. So talking about Indonesia, talking about Rwanda, is not going to really sit well with those who are on the other side, just so you know, because to them, this is just talk. When the show begins, those who want to do it will say, hey, you shouldn't give him a space to campaign there. You should not allow them permit here. And that's kind of politics they play. But for those who listen to Obi, this is why they love him. Honestly speaking, because to them, is easily understood. Do you get what I mean now? Like, you can easily deduce what he's trying to pass on. But I want you to listen more. right? Okay, talking about the tax regime, another one that is already cooking for 2026 a showdown and more.
Grow revenue is a bank account you must pay in before withdrawal. These people are withdrawing without paying anything in. That must stop. And all of us here have a destiny to be part of that, to be part of that challenge. That's why we're here. We can't just say we are joining party. Why are we joining party? Are we joining party to continue the same criminality? Are we joining party to change that? We have become a crime scene. We are now called fantastically corrupt. We are now called disgraced nation. We now use everything. And I have gone around the whole state. I've been to IDP camps in Benue, in Plateau, in places where those who are in government fear to go or even fail to acknowledge publicly, denying it. I've been there. I see the people's pain. I see their pain all over. So we must turn around our country. God gave us everything. No country in the world that I can imagine that have what Nigeria has today. How can we be hungry? A country of 923,000 square kilometers. Today we are importing rice. Because they're telling you rice is cheaper. We are importing the rice that makes our rice cheaper. From another country, clean our farmers. When we should be doing it. Tiny country like Bangladesh. Bangladesh, a country with about 1/6 of our size. High population as we are, is producing 10 times what we are producing. In fact, you can compare Bangladesh with our two biggest states. Bangladesh is less than 150,000 square kilometers of land. Our two biggest states, Niger at 76.3 and Borno at 70.8, is about the size of Bangladesh. And we have a population of 171 million. Yet they are producing 10 times the amount of rice we produce. That is unacceptable. We must change this. And that is why we are coming to say that we want to start turning around the country from consumption to production. A new Nigeria is possible. And we cannot make it happen. We can create that what is there. So all of us that are gathered here, I've been part of this coalition from day one. Because I've heard people say it's trying to defect or join party. I was part of this coalition from day one. So our people know I was part of it when it was being discussed. I was part of it when it was launched. I am saying that we are now calling, I thank all my leaders that are gathered here. You must have leaders if you must be seen as a leader tomorrow. I have leaders here. Achikudenwa is here. Okwesiasa Wodo is here. Sam Egwu is here. Ben Obi is here. All these people are mentioning today, as you know, Abadibe is here. I know why I'm saying. These are people who are my senior in age, in politics, in everything. And I thank them that we say we'll be a family. Yes. We are not going to be a family of crime. Grow revenue.
It won't be a family of criminals. And some of those there are actual criminals. Let's put it that way. All right. But yeah, people are saying that if the opposition put their acts together, that they are so done with the APC, Ebekebe, that, you know what I mean, they would back the opposition. But there are those who are saying this will be the best and the honorable time for Atiku to actually not participate in the election. I don't know if they've said to this. He shouldn't participate. He should just be like an elder statesman by pulling, number one, nominate somebody to deputize Obi, and then use that same strength in northern Nigeria to mobilize for him, because to lock down the south, I don't think it's going to be that difficult for Obi. People are saying that's not me, right? But for Obi, he deliberately chose the last day of 2026 just for this, so as for people to get to actually know that he's throwing his own hat in the ring. There is so many more things that indeed are supposed to be at the front burner. Maybe not right now, eventually though, because all these ideas, they are so fancy, to listen to. We're going to turn Nigeria around. We're going to stop importation of food. We are going to make our farmer this or that. I think, again, right, let's just agree to disagree in this sense. So sure you get. I would think that the opposition should actually really build something on how they're going to tackle the insecurity, like once and for all, like in a clear language. But we all know that there are so many factors that comes or contributes to this, their supposed, rigged system, so to say. There's those who are going to eventually be convinced that a kafir, that is an infidel, should be president or their president in that Sharia North. They would probably receive another pledge from him that all those things you are telling people about, you are going to stop this or that. You are not going to be able to do that, because any attack on the Fulani terrorists and these other terrorists is an attack on the northern Nigeria. So all that kind of behind the scene things that all eventually contributes to the failure of all those promises. Then another thing, which electoral, what do you call that thing again? Electoral Act, Abi? The National Assembly of Nigeria, they are currently amending the Electoral Act, which is what they are going to use for the 2027 charade elections. And right now, they are already doctoring it. And even though people are demanding that they should criminalize election vote buying, election fraud in Nigeria, anybody found to have participated in election fraud, they should go to jail. But these guys have removed all of that. There are so many other things they are currently removing, including those ones that will allow those who are serving as either ministers, commissioners. Their constitution says they have to resign their appointments before they can run for office. These guys are busy doctoring that right now. So when they are done, all right, they will then be the ones to set the rules for the election that is going to happen. So whatever the opposition is now talking or planning, this and that, everything will be subjected to that rules being set by these guys. And then the judiciary, of course, will be there to tell you that they did nothing wrong. Yeah, you go to the judiciary. So is your 2027, is Obi's participation in 2027 going to be like everything will be settled at their polling booth or polling unit, not in court? That's the part here now. Listen to this part.
Everything. And I thank them that we say we'll be a family. Yes. We are not going to be a family of crime. We are not going to be a family to deprive other people. We are going to be a family of change. A family that will create new Nigeria. That is what the family is all about. We've watched people tell us stories in midst of plenty, and we're hungry. So we have all come together and to ensure that we become fully member of this coalition of ADC led by distinguished Senator David Mark. That is why we came together. We will, in the coming months, be able to tell you what this coalition has that is different from what is happening today. Because we must show the difference. That is why you are seeing from Osumbo to Tommy, they can't be a professor for nothing. They know what professors are suffering today. So their professorship must come with new ideas. We want to be able to change the country. And we are not just on ourselves going into ADC, we're also begging other